Hello, it's Heather Clifford with eXp Realty here on Vancouver Island with your real estate market update for the areas of Campbell River and the Comox Valley. We are in mid-June 2023, and in this update, we're going to look back at the last month. We're going to talk a little bit about interest rates and where I feel the market is at today. So stick with me. I've put a presentation together for you, and I'm looking forward to sharing it. Okay, here we are in June of 2023 with our market update. Let's get started. So let's touch a little bit on our media release from the Vancouver Island Real Estate Board Chair, Kelly O'Dwyer. And she's saying that we are now seeing smartly priced homes and measured offers compared to last year. This time last year, we were still in a little bit of a frenzy, but we had started our cool down period. So O'Dwyer adds that inventory is still a hurdle, meaning there's not enough properties on the market to settle the market down, so to speak, and sales would be higher if there were more homes available. So Vancouver Island has been chronically undersupplied for a long time. It kind of feels like our market is balancing a little, and I think it's more to do with the interest rate hike that has just happened. So month over month, when you look at the real estate market, it does have factors, supply, demand, but that interest rate has started causing problems. In the real estate news headlines, CTV started off with, how could a Bank of Canada rate hike impact BC housing market? I'm seeing it impacted, and that is just in the last couple of weeks. I feel like there is a shift going on. It says home sales have rebounded and increased recently, while an overall lack of supply continues to keep prices and demand relatively high. So there we go again with that lack of supply. Vancouver Sun, BC housing market heats up in May, says the Real Estate Association. May sales figures are surprisingly strong. That also could be because people are feeling like they need to get into the market before the rates go up, or it could be more product came on because it was springtime. But I think in all markets, we are starting to see a little bit of retention, and things are not as brisk as what a lot of real estate agents were used to just a year ago, and properties are taking longer to sell now. I pulled up something that was really interesting because I'm feeling like the interest rate hikes and the Bank of Canada are putting a little bit of fear in our marketplace right now. If you look back to July 2007, so I'm talking about 16 years ago, that is when the rate was the closest to where we are today, and it was at 6.25. So we have had interest rates higher than where we're at right now, relatively close to where we're at. You can even go back to 1998 to 2000, where the rates hovered around that 7%. But if you look at what the cost of real estate was in those markets in that year, you can see in 2007, a typical type of home in Campbell River was just shy of $400,000. And that would be true as well in the Comox Valley. However, today, those house prices in both those areas have doubled. And that's where the pressure is on the buyer today. It's not necessarily because the interest rate has gone up to as high as it is right now, as the price of real estate has doubled. And therefore, the income is impacted with what we can afford today. So as that interest rate increases, it seems like the price of real estate is going to have to adjust accordingly. And we are starting to see a little bit of that. I will admit that the homes that come on the market that are priced really sharp, they are selling within a week, where other properties that the seller is demanding to get the value that they feel the property's worth, they are taking longer to sell today. If we look back month over month, and I'd like to do a 3-month snapshot, we can see where we're sitting at a benchmark price at the end of May last month at 751,200. Now, this is overall for the Vancouver Island Real Estate Board area, not including Victoria. So I, on another slide, like to include each area, but let's just look at where we're at with the other markets as well. So right now, our benchmark price sits at 751,000. If we go back to March, we were at 731, and then April prices started to go the other way, 738, 600. So I think by the end of February, our market had stabilized, and then we started to see home prices creeping up month over month. Let's look at how long these properties are taking to sell. It actually says that they're selling faster today than they were 2 months ago, when we were at taking approximately 50 days to sell and 45 days to sell in April. And here we are in May, and we're down to about 40. So I guess April and May are relatively the same. We're going to look at each segment of the market, whether it's detached housing, townhouses, or condos as well. So here's our overall look at benchmark prices throughout the region that the Vancouver Island Real Estate Board covers. And you can see Campbell River is up again over last month. Comox Valley is up again over last month. In fact, each market has increased a little bit over the previous month. And then if I break it down, you can stop the video and have a closer look at this. Vancouver Island as a whole real estate board sits at about 751,200, as we said, but then you can look into the Campbell River area over last month. You can see we're up now at 646,500. It actually goes all the way back to 12 months ago when it was higher. 6 months ago, it was a little bit lower, and then you can kind of follow it when it fell drastically 3 months ago, and then it rebounded last month, and then again this month. So if you look month over month, 6 months, 12 months, you can even go back 5 years and look at where real estate prices were. Comox Valley, same thing. We have slowly kept inching our way up month over month, and you can look at the other markets as well. The other thing that I was looking at is where our buyer is coming from. So myself, the last 6 sales that I have done, none of these buyers are from Vancouver Island. Most of them are coming from Ontario and the Lower Mainland. And then we look at the price it costs to live in those bigger cities. And that's quite a big price tag that they're putting on the cost of housing, your food, utilities, averaging about, let's say, $4,500 a month, which means that's a $52,000 annual income. If you move to the smaller suburbs or the smaller cities, such as the Comox Valley or our Campbell River area, it's costing you on an average about $3,100 a month. So if you were still making a good income of, let's say, $52,000 or $53,000 a year, which is a good higher income, then you're approximately going to save about $15,500 a year, which is a really good savings. And that is why we're probably seeing more people coming to the island because of our incredible lifestyle, the beautiful nature, the mountains, the ocean, and they're putting money in the bank every month. So we will probably continue to see migration here on Vancouver Island for the affordability aspect of it. Once again, who is buying and who is selling in our area? I have a lot of people that are selling right now because they are downsizing. I have people that are on variable mortgages and are being killed by the increase in interest rates, not only over the last year, but this year alone, we've had 2, and now July is looking like a possible increase again. So our buyers are coming from, as I was saying, off the island, not necessarily out of province, but I do have quite a few from Ontario as well. And we continue to see the of people going into seniors housing or probate sales because someone's passed away. We've always got that socio ladder of real estate where people are getting married, divorced, they're living, dying, having children. This all fuels the real estate market. I like to say that it doesn't matter what's happening in the financial markets, there is always going to be a real estate market. Sometimes it's going to be for the buyers, sometimes it's going to be for the sellers. If we look at the snapshot in the 7-day period, month over month, you can see that we're relatively the same as we were last May at the same time as we are here in June. We're sitting around about 100 listings a week coming on the market. We've had a little less pending sales in June than we had in the May market, and solds were actually more in June than we had in May. And once again, it's because our market started picking up in the spring as it normally does. And sometimes closings can take 30 days, 60 days, and I have 2 right now that are 90-day closings. Here's our condo market, and the condo market has not been as aggressive as the detached housing market. However, that's because our pricings are generally around the $300,000 mark for Campbell River and a little bit closer to $400,000 for the Comox Valley. But once again, in the last 3-month outlook on the condo market, it has gradually gone up month over month. In our townhouse market, we've seen a very slight increase in the Campbell River market month over month, but look at the Comox Valley market. It actually went down in the month of May over last month. We're just going to have a quick look at some of the properties that I have on the market right now. This is a beautiful rancher, and what a gorgeous, gorgeous lawn and backyard for $840,000. It's a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom. It is really a beautiful, comfortable home. I have the property in Campbell River on South Alder. This is a beautiful townhome. It's really a large, over 1,900 square feet with a massive backyard and a beautiful backyard. It's a lovely, well put together 3 or 4 bedroom townhouse with 3 bathrooms. Price on this is $639,900, and that's our new price. I have my listing at 3008 Country Close in Willow Point, Campbell River. Look at the size of this yard. It's over 11,000 square feet. It is a perfect yard for raising a family. This is a 4-bedroom house with 3 bathrooms, just under 2,000 square feet. It needs a little bit of updating in the kitchen and the bathrooms, but it has a newer roof. It has newer windows and garage door, in an incredible neighborhood. It's a lovely neighborhood. I have relisted 2071 Campbell River Road in Campbell River. Now, this is a very large 3,000 plus square foot home on 1.26 of an acre backing onto the Campbell River. And it is a beautiful property. The owner has been doing some lovely gardening work outside. And the new price is $1,625,000. There is a coach house also on that property. We have the 18.8 acres under the power line off of Camco Road, which is just at the city limits of the Comox Valley. That's at the top of Lake Trail Road, just before Marsden Road is Camco. Also, I have very close to this property on the other side of the old Logging Road, which is now a walking trail. I have just under 10 acres. This is a beautiful piece of property where you can also build 2 homes. It is now priced down at $728,800, and that's Lot A on Lake Trail Road. And over the last week, we have listed and sold this property in Bowser. What a cute little house directly on the ocean. And my seller is very pleased to be moving on with her plans. We also sold Quinsam. We listed it and sold it in the same week, right in East Courtney. as well as Pinecrest. Yes, we finally removed subjects on that property. We did have two buyers. We finally had one that got the financing and moved on. That was very happy for my sellers over there in Campbell River. Listed and sold the English Courtney Car Center, and that also sold relatively quickly for my clients. I'm very happy for them. I do have an accepted offer now on my half duplex on Muir Road, and subject removal on that is the 28th of June. I have an accepted offer on this wonderful home on Laurel Drive in Royston. This was a big house with two kitchens, amazing views. This is an estate sale as well. I want to do a shout out to Roto's Coffee and Bistro. Now, I hardly have time to run in there and have a great lunch. They have a really good little menu, but I do make it in to buy my 5 pounds of coffee for our espressos in the afternoon here at home. Roto's has its own small batches of high quality, ethically sourced coffee that is roasted right here in downtown Courtney. And I always go in and get the medium Milano coffee bean for our coffee. So it's a wonderful little spot next to the Shoppers Drug Mart in downtown Courtney. So there's our market update for the mid-month of June 2023. If you have any questions about your real estate needs, don't hesitate to reach out. I love to talk about real estate. If you have concerns about the value of your property, don't hesitate to ask me to give you a quick free market update. My name is Heather, and take care. Happy summer coming up.